Hi, are you a learner seeking to expand your knowledge? Are you a student preparing for a test? Do you want to test your own understanding of a topic? Do you want to learn something as part of your own goals? Or do you just want to explore with your friends, siblings, family? Socratic lets you learn any topic you want to any extent, no matter what your purpose is. There is no learning limit in Socratic. It is broad, deep, and boundless. With the infinite canvas, you and Socratic will be able to bandy words, thoughts, and ideas back and forth like a tennis match. You look at the inquiries, you think, you formulate ideas, and you respond with your answers. You pass it on to Socratic. Socratic analyzes your response and offers you instant feedback and generates more inquiries. You answer some more and generate more feedback. The more you answer, the more inquiries Socratic generates. The more inquiries, the more you explore, the more your learning is. Learning is limitless. What you see here is an exploration that was already done with color-coded notes and responses and multiple inquiries. Now, let's give it a whirl. Let's start a new exploration. Go to the home page, close this workspace first. When you are in the home page, you enter the topic you want to learn. And you start learning. Default language is English, and your facilitator is D4. Let's not worry about that for now. And you start learning. Socratic is generating the exploration for us. It's going to take a few minutes to get your exploration ready. So new exploration is generated and you see a pop-up here, and any work in progress is available here. Generated new exploration, and when the work gets completed, it will get added here, and when you click on it, you will go directly to it. You can see that Socratic has generated 3 inquiries for this main topic. You can choose to answer them in any order you want. You view the question, you take the time to analyze, and you come up with your answer. So let's view the question. So you can view it in 2 different modes. You can choose which one you like. And when you're ready to enter a response, you click on Add Response, and you will see a text box to enter your response, and you can use Markdown to format. You can have your question side by side, or you can have it this way. You can choose your preference. When you've formulated a response, you can enter it here. I have added my response here. I am going to submit the response, and I wait for Socratic to process the response, and I'm getting the update here as Socratic processes the response. Okay, Socratic has processed the response here, and now the response that I added has changed, and there is a feedback which I can view by clicking this button. Let's view this feedback. I'm going to change the view mode here. And so this is the feedback that Socratic has generated. Socratic has given me 3 out of 5 stars. And here Socratic tells, whenever you enter a response, Socratic tells you the good things that you've done and what more you can do, how you can improve, and what are the steps you can take to add a deeper response and a little bit of encouragement in the end. I'm going to close this one. So you can see here that the number of inquiries has increased. We only had 3, and the moment we add the response, then more inquiries have generated. Now I can zoom in. Now you can see that this is the infinite canvas, which you can also access through the map here. You click on that, and You can zoom in or out. And let's say your canvas is huge and your exploration got lost. You can do this, click on this and focus on the inquiries and get them back. If you know which particular part the inquiries are in, you can use this to navigate and again bring it back. I have closed the map. This is the organic mode. We also have the outline and the topical mode. The topical mode is organized based on the topics, and you can view each of the inquiries under the corresponding topics, the response, the feedback, and the inquiries generated are here. Now you can see that the inquiries have some options here. View inquiry, add response. We did these two for this inquiry. There is a generate lesson, add note, and bookmark. Now these features are common to all the inquiries that are generated here now, and any inquiries that Socratic will generate later as well. You can see that the bookmark option is common to a topic, to an inquiry, and to a response. You can see that adding a note is also common to them, to these three. View is also common to these three. You can add a response only to an inquiry. You can use this collapse option only in an inquiry. When you click on it, everything related to that disappears, which means if you don't want to focus on that particular inquiry, you can use the collapse and expand it whenever you're ready. So this is the topical mode. The outline mode is also structured. You can see the topics listed here, and when you click on them, you will see all the notes, inquiries, and responses related to that topic. I'm going to go back to the organic mode now. So we responded to one inquiry. Now let's take a look at another inquiry. I'm going to view this inquiry, and I am not sure that this is a topic that I'm familiar with, so I'm going to generate a lesson here. The lesson will give you an overview of the topic in case you're not familiar with it and you're not sure how to respond to the question here. Then you can use the generate lesson option to get an idea about what it means. So you see the work is in progress here. In the meantime, I am going to bookmark some of the inquiries here. I'm going to bookmark this response I added and the original inquiry I responded to, and I want to respond to this later as well, so I'm going to bookmark that. And you can see here that when you bookmark, everything gets added to your bookmark section, and you can edit them whenever you want. If you want to rearrange anything, you can do that here. So in the meantime, our lesson is generated. Let's go to the lesson. We can do that easily. You don't have to scroll through the canvas to find out. You can go to the events section and click on the lesson, and it will take you right to the lesson. And there is an introduction to the topic, then the basic principles, and a little overview of the topic, and finally how to apply the concept. You can navigate using the page numbers here or use the arrows to navigate. I'm going to close that. So you can generate a lesson. Now, what if you want a more detailed lesson? If you want to learn in depth about these things, you would go to the topical mode and address the inquiries based on the topics. And you can answer as many inquiries in a topic to get an in-depth understanding of that particular topic. You can see that there is a generate guide option for the topic. In an inquiry, it's generate lesson. In a topic, it is generate guide. Now, there are subtle differences between these two. The lesson, as the name suggests, is a lesson for that particular concept in the inquiry. A guide is, as you can see, in one topic, there can be multiple inquiries. So guide is an outline or a map of the terrain that Socratic will cover. And this applies to any number of inquiries that will generate for this topic. So both the lesson and the guide they give a glimpse to the learner of what the concept is, what are the themes covered in the inquiry or the topic. So looks like our guide has generated, and you see here that when there is no guide, you see this icon here, and when you generate a guide, you see the play button here, so you can click on that, and you see that SocratiQ gives you an overview of the topic, and it gives you a mind map of the different concepts it will cover in that topic. Now, this is the terrain that SocratiQ will cover: interplay, experience, and behavior. And the topic is role of experience in shaping behavior. This will give you an idea of how wide and deep you want to go, and you can pick any of them to plan your learning accordingly. So I'm going to close the guide here. And now in this feedback, I saw something that I wanted to make note of. So can you provide specific examples? Now, this is a question that I thought was a good point for me to start further research. So I am going to add a note to this inquiry to remind myself. Now you can see here, when you add the note, you can choose any of these colors. You can color code them based on the purpose of the note. For instance, I use yellow for information, teal for research, pink for, let's say I want to share it with somebody later on, pink for that. Green I use if I have any interesting asides, I use that. So you have 7 colors and you can use them according to your needs. So I'm going to add the note here and say SocratiQ's feedback. I'm going to make it bold. So you can use Markdown to do that. And you see here that when you enter the note, just like in response, you get to see the preview here and make any changes. You submit. So the notes have been, you see the green note here. It is linked to this particular inquiry. You can add a note to a note. You can add a note to a response, and we just added a note to an inquiry. You can add a note to a topic, and you can bookmark any of these at any point in time. You can use the search option to search. If you have a word in mind, you can search and you will get that particular response, and you can go right to it here. So when you've done the exploration, you've viewed the inquiries, you added your response, you added notes to it, you generated lesson and guides, and you want to attach, let's say, images, PDFs or Word documents, you can use the files option here, and you can browse any file in your system and you can add them. And you can say book image and add the description, and you can upload it. And whatever you add will appear here, and you will be able to view it or edit the name and description, or you can copy this to the clipboard, which you can then go and, let's say I want to add a note here, and I can say look at this image for details, and I can paste that link of that file, and there will be this preview generated here. So I'm going to submit this. Now this note is available for reference, and it's attached to this inquiry. So now what if I want to explore this topic? I'm having fun with this. I've added notes. I've added my response. I want to show off my response or the feedback that SocratiQ gave. What if I want to do that with a friend? Then I have to go here and copy this code, which is the join code, which then my friend will use, and go to the join exploration section in the homepage and join this. Now, whenever multiple people join an exploration, they will appear here. And if they are exploring at the same time, they can use the chat option to talk amongst each other. You can also change the facilitator's persona. The default is funny and the apprentice D4 is the facilitator. But if you want to change D4 to direct, then your feedback will become more direct. Or if you want to change it to casual, you can do that too. If you want to try out the trainee, you can do that. D4 is the default, and that is what we recommend. So you've done the exploration, and let's say you're ready to share your exploration with the world. You can use the publish option here and click on publish. And as soon as you hit publish, it's already published. Now, where does your published exploration reside? Where did it go? Let's again close this workspace. So now we are in the home page. You can see that there is a check out the gallery option. Before we go there, this is the join exploration section where your friends or anybody in your learners group can use the join code and join any exploration. So the gallery, if we go to the gallery, it is a list of explorations done by learners in various topics. And they are categorized based on how popular they are, how instructional, how extensive the exploration is, and when it was created. So if you go to latest, you will see the one that you created. And you can see the details related to that. How many topics have been covered, how many lessons were generated, responses you added, notes, guides, and how many people have explored it. So far, it's nobody. And you can see that. And anytime you want to go back and make any changes to the exploration, you can do that. You can update an inquiry with a note. You can add more images, documents, any research material you have, you can do that. I am going to add a note to this. And I'm going to submit. So I added a note here and the new note is updated. Now I go back and I update. So now the exploration will have this note for anybody wanting to explore it. So this way you can learn with the world. You can check out the gallery for other learners' explorations, and any topic you've mastered, you can publish it and it will get added to the gallery and it will be used by many learners across the world, and they will explore it they will fork this exploration and explore it for themselves. So let's do a quick recap before we move on. Let's go over what we've learned so far in SocratiQ. You can choose a topic and learn. You can explore the topic to any length and depth by adding responses to inquiries, by assimilating the feedbacks, by taking notes while you learn and updating them to your exploration, by inviting friends to discuss the topic and exploring together. You can learn from others through the explorations published in the gallery, and you can teach the world by publishing the topics you have mastered. What else can you do in SocratiQ? Let's quickly go back to the home page, and you can see that there is a profile section here, and you click on the edit profile. You can see here that there is a profile picture which you can replace or delete, your display name, and some other details here. Let's take a look at a completed profile. So this is a completed profile. You can see here that there is an about section where there is the bio of this SocratiQ learner, a mission, what they are seeking, what they are offering, their learning objectives, teaching principles, where else they can be found, what hats they don, and their favorite quotes. And here's a showcase of projects that they've done, what is their experience, explorations they've done in SocratiQ, and the statistics section. The learning map shows the number of responses and notes the learner has added over the past 90 days, give or take. You see here that some days there has been a lot of learning and some days not that much. So I hope you got a glimpse of what it means to learn without limits or limitations, how it feels to learn from bite-sized lessons, topical guides, and instant feedback, how you can learn with friends and the world, and how you can inspire, empower, and teach the world through your explorations, and how Socratic can be your resume, your portfolio, and a showcase of all your past work and your experiences. Let us know if you have any questions, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye.